What up, what up, what up? It's the Geekly news. We got a couple hot topics we're going to run through. First one's going to be UFC 271, Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker 2. Quick look at the card. We got, obviously, the main event. And then we got the co-main, which is Derek Lewis, the KO King versus Tai Tuivasa, the Shui God. So that's going to be interesting. We got Jared Cannonier versus Derek Brunson, Blonde Brunson, and Kyler Phillips sneaks into the top of the main card versus Marcelo Rojo. I guess that's just for the fans. Those guys are going to go absolutely crazy. Bobby Green makes it to the main card against Nasrat Haqparast. And that's the main card. So what's your initial thoughts, Goose?
Yeah, I think we're in for a pretty electric night on, is it February 12th? Houston's going to be bumping. You got Houston's own Derek Lewis in that co-main spot. Maybe the people's main event versus Tai Tuivasa. Those are just two, incredible UFC fighters. They bring the show. They bring the fight. Capping it off with a rematch long in the making between Whittaker and Izzy, the two nemesis from down under. And then, Blonde Brunson. I think I've picked against him on almost every fight on this run. I might have to side with him in this one. Who knows?
What you got, Dano?
Yeah, I mean, two fights stick out at first. Of course, the Bobby Green fight's always going to stick out to you, or at least to me. But the two fights that I had circled were Adesanya and Whittaker. And I think if Adesanya can win this, especially in like a dominant fashion, there's a good chance that he's going to start being called the GOAT a lot more. I think that's going to solidify him because he's been running through the division for years. And then kind of linked to that fight, the second fight that interests me is the Cannonier Brunson, just because whoever wins that, especially if it's Brunson, he's going to be calling out Adesanya. So we'll get some good clips from that. Also, the winner of this week coming up, Strickland and Hermansson. I think if, Hermansson's not really the focal con, but I think if Strickland wins, he's going to take some shots at Izzy. So we got a good couple of weeks for the middleweights. And then the Derek Lewis Tuivasa one, I don't want to pick that one yet. I got to think about that one a little more. But that's going to be an exciting one. I'm looking forward to 271.
Yeah.
You see Izzy's boob is growing back.
Is it really? It's growing back?
Yeah. He had a recent picture from training, and him and Dan Hooker are sitting there, and that right one's drooping a little low.
Dude, that's a real shame, man, because Sean Strickland's even talking about it and putting a lot of spotlight on it recently.
Yeah,
he's probably going to say something. If he wins, he's going to go hard at Adesanya, talking about, you want to do roids, Izzy? Like, I'll shoot it in my butt for you. And, like, if Izzy's on the roids, that'll hurt because I love Izzy. And I think he's the GOAT, dude. If he wins this one, especially if he knocks out Whittaker, bro, Whittaker's such a tough dude. If he can, I'll call him the GOAT.
Dude, I can't remember who said it, bro, but someone said, I was listening, and they said, dude, if Sean Strickland somehow finds his way in a title fight against Israel Adesanya is about to have the nastiest knockout of all time. And I was just dying, and I was just thinking about it, and I'm just thinking of Sean Strickland's freaking just straight up standing ass fucking walking at Izzy, and Izzy just fucking blasting him from every angle.
That build-up would be solid. Between the two of them.
The shit talk.
Yeah, dude, the press conferences, like, that'd be golden.
Yeah. All right, so let's move into another highly debatable topic that's going to get this video some interest here. Dom Reyes, future champ, ? Let's ask Dano. Dano, what do you think about Dom?
Dude, we got Strickland fighting this weekend, right? Strickland starts releasing footage of him sparring, him looking good. I go, dude, I've seen that guy before. I look, We got Dom Reyes in there with Strickland, and Dom Reyes is looking good.
Nice. Now we're sparring. I'm here for you. We're here to play. Don't fucking giggle at me. I'm trying to hurt you. I'm trying to fucking put you down. There we fucking go.
Of course, you got Strickland going, come on, cardio, let's go. Like he's coaching him up. But dude, I'm excited. I love Dom Reyes. He's had some brutal wars, but he goes out on a shield. If you watch the Yuri fight, Proska, he's getting rocked, but he's also throwing back, which means, like, to me at least, that's like, dude, that guy's a stud. Like, he's in there going pretty much just going for broke. And unfortunately, his lights have been turned off a couple of times, but he started late. He was a former football safety. I love that. I think he's a dude, bro. He's a problem. That's what he is. He's a problem.
I think Dom Reyes, he's still got a few good fights left in him, but he's taken some damage in the last two fights. And, you know, he had his moments in both fights. I think he obviously has skills, but in that 205 division, you can't leave that chin up for too long. He has these last two fights. You know, you feel bad for the guy, though, because he was so close to being the champ. I thought he won those first 3 rounds against Izzy, and maybe we're talking about is Dom Reyes the GOAT? How we're talking
John
about
Jones.
Izzy if that
John
night goes a
Jones,
little
boss.
bit differently. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, you know what? I think Dom Reyes is one of those guys that is so elite that he can't go fight anybody besides like top 10 opponents. So I can't see him ever falling off. It's just a matter of, like, you know, if the losses add up, you know, maybe he just has to switch promotions or something. But I think that he's a dog, and I think he's going to start really, really putting it down on some of these guys, you know. He's getting some tough fights, and he fights crazy, man. He is a fan favorite. He really
Electric.
feeds us, bro.
Dude, he is a dog. He takes tough ass fights, but which cost him because he's been out for a while with like a broken head, probably just because he gets annihilated in those two fights. But he's been out for so long, right? We got a good lineup of light heavyweights coming in, fighting in the next month or so, 2 months. That they're gonna fight, and once they're done, they're gonna be looking for opponent. Who's ready? Dom Reyes. And you want to fight Dom Reyes? Good luck, boss. Because he's gonna be on the surge. And I mean, I just can't say enough on Team Reyes, bro. I think he just needs to get a good win. He needs to not take damage, and we'll go from there.
Dude, matchmaker. Maybe Anthony Smith next if Rakic stays on the Blachowicz.
Anthony Smith's gonna step in.
But
That's what he
I don't
does,
know,
dude.
because Rakic is making it seem like he wants to stay fighting Blachowicz. He said, rest up, I'll wait.
So that means someone's got to headline that card then.
Yeah, who knows?
Reyes, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Dom Reyes. Who's in light heavyweight? I'm gonna look this up while we're talking. Someone in light heavyweight need to fight or is gonna fight soon.
We're going to move right into it. It's Eagle FC. It was the debut in the States. Khabib Nurmagomedov being the Dana White. Let's talk about it. I mean, we had some big names on the card. We had Rashad Evans popping out against Gabriel Checo, getting the dub via decision. Okay, we'll get to that one in a second. The main event was Sergey Karatanov versus Tyrone Spong in a fight that everyone thought could go one of two ways, and it went the boring way. And Sergey kind of just dominated that. Ray Borg back in the octagon. Jorgon De Castro, what a guy. He popped out at Eagle FC's debut. And it's crazy because all these guys sign like one fight contracts. So like, and I don't get how the interviewers didn't get the memo before, because every single fight they got the interviewer, I think it was Cejudo, he would come out to the octagon. He'd say, "Oh, what's up next? Like, what are you doing next?" And every single time they would just look to Khabib and be like, "I don't know. Like, what am I doing next, Khabib?" Like, and it just put like, and then they'd put the camera on Khabib and he'd be sitting there like, just so like confused, like shit, like, "Yes, brother." Uh, so I mean, it was fun. I thought the fights were great. What do you got on it, Goose?
Yeah, I think the kid from Dagestan put on a pretty good show. You know, for the first fight in your promotion, I think it went about as well as it could have gone. You know, it was efficient, it was effective. He had Chael Sonnen, Kamaru Usman, Henry Cejudo behind the desk. I mean, that was some pretty big names in the fight game to have them at your first premiere. And then, you know, he got some big names in the octagon. It wasn't it really good production, good fights, entertaining, especially, you know, for the first contracts that he's signing or these big names. I think Eagle FC is gonna just keep climbing the ranks. I don't know if they get to UFC level, but I could see him competing with, say, like a PFL or those tier. I think this will be used for a lot of the Russian, the Dagestani wrestlers as a way to showcase for the UFC and Bellator.
Yeah, speaking of
which
that,
is going to make Eagle FC very hard to fight for because no one wants to fight those guys. I think, you know, there's all the Twitter trolls that saying Eagle FC is going to compete with the UFC. No shot. I don't think they're getting paid what the UFC is paying their fighters. Do I know that? No, but I mean, I'm just, you know, just looking at it. They're not getting paid. If they're going to Khabib and Khabib's going like, what? Then I mean, they got to keep going. Consistency, like you said, climb the ranks. I like what they got going on. Khabib, I like Khabib. I think he's a good dude. But it's gonna take a lot of work. So we'll see if they can keep it going.
it's gonna take a lot of work. I mean, it's awesome though. If you get the app, it's like, I think it's called FLX Cast. It's super sick, man. Like, it's just like the UFC Fight Pass that I pay $10 a month for. You get all the highlights, the top 10 knockouts, submissions. It came on live and it just streamed right on my phone. You could throw it on the TV. It's super sick app. Highly recommend getting that. I think that they're up to something. And I really want to talk about another thing with Eagle FC. Well, first I'll talk about Rashad Evans. Please retire. You got your W. If you ever see this, please just hang him up right now. I'll buy a Metatoad NFT just for you if you retire. Like, I'll get into it and get into the Metatoad community if you retire. I promise. I put my life on it. You got it done. It was just enough. Checo just was just not good enough. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, dude. With that, you know, maybe with like basketball, it's fun to have like old Vince Carter on the bench, living out their last couple years. But dude, this is the fight game, and you're gonna Rashad Evans is gonna mess around and win some fights and fight some dude who's like, okay, all right, Rashad, 40-something-year-old vegan that is just another name on my list. So I think it's good. I'm glad he won. I'm glad he didn't get knocked out. I do not want to see him get knocked out. So for that sake, let's hang him up, boss.
Yeah. And dude, I mean, the main event, he just took him down, abused him. Tyrone Spong, the striker, he couldn't find it. It was so close so many times, he couldn't find the trigger. But that's kind of just how that went. Dude, next Eagle FC is going to be available via virtual reality, those VR Oculuses. So you're going to be able to see it in the metaverse in that kind of world. And I don't have one myself. My brother has one. So you will bet your sweet ass I will be watching that shit through the Oculus. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to watch my boy, the vet, the legend himself, Diego Sanchez, get absolutely murdered by a reviving Kevin Lee at 165 pounds. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, Khabib, man. We don't need to sign that fight.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's
Didn't he-
another
didn't-
one that I don't want to see. Diego's been through so much.
Back out. It's not too
Yeah,
late.
he's
Bro, they just signed. I think Eagle FC just signed Impa. They could
That's
put
good. Let's
Impa
go.
versus Kevin Lee. That would be a much better matchup than
Let's
Diego.
go.
You know, give Diego someone like Rashad Evans. You know, or maybe he is the Rashad Evans of that division. So
They're gonna have to live with the fact that they're using Diego's name and they're putting him in there, putting his health at risk, because they're gonna have to live with that, because he goes in there and gets slaughtered, it's gonna look really fucking bad. And they're rolling the dice with this one. And
keep going.
I don't know if Kevin Lee signed a separate part of the contract where it's like can't kill him, but or maybe he has to submit him. Maybe this is like a low-key grappling match, because if this is a real fight, dude, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Yeah. I mean, Chael Sonnen did not say where does Kevin Lee fit into all this because Kevin Lee was a bum. Okay, Kevin Lee was going out
Right.
there and having brutal fights, putting damage on opponents, and I just don't see it being a good night for Diego.
I agree. But in that sense, dude, another guy who would brutally splat opponents, who's a little bit older, he's coming back to fight, especially two fighters, but one's not that good, but he's funny and I like it, is I can't wait for Chad Mendez and Mike Perry for bare knuckle this month. It is finally, their month is coming around, February 19th. Mike Perry, they had that fake beef or whatever beef they had with Julian Lane at the one show where he was on the booth and then started fighting him. But
Just
I
let
mean,
me bang, bro.
Bang, man. I don't want to do that, man. Let me bang, bro. I do. Bang, bro. I do. Let me bang, I do let you bang. Hey. Let me bang again, man. I'll let you bang. I'll let you bang. Let you bang. Let you bang, man.
I'm there.
yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm there every time. Like, that's going to be so entertaining. Like, dude, Chad Mendez, bare knuckle boxing. Mike Perry with someone with beef, bare knuckle boxing. Feels illegal, but I love it.
Louis Palomino too, like he's gonna defend his strap for like the 5th time. Absolute savage. We met him at MMA Masters for that one of those amateur fights.
Who is it?
Louis Palomino or
Oh, yeah, Palomino, dude.
Palomino.
He's got his
Boy.
hands full.
The boy.
Yeah, they call him the baboon or something. He's absolutely crazy, man. He's an animal.
Yeah.
So he's gonna
Yeah.
the main event.
Dude, but I love this is why Eagle FC is really good. Like, I think its trajectory is going upwards because some of these good fighters that we like that get cut from the UFC, we'd never see him fight again. But we got Mike Perry fighting bare knuckle, Chad Mendez fighting, we got Kevin Lee fighting, we got, I mean, even Rashad Evans is fighting someone out there. So
Yeah,
it's good to have him pop up.
it's good to see all the other names and other promotions. Like Eagle FC has is what you're saying. Eagle FC has hope because of all the other names. Because I mean, these guys are doing bare knuckle right now. If they ever want to, get back into fighting, this Eagle FC is giving them that opportunity. If Eagle FC ever grows, the door's still open there. You know what I'm saying? Whereas for the UFC.
Sure.
But that kind of wraps up what I kind of wanted to talk about. Jorgon De Castro gets a standing guillotine. That happened.
That's hype.
Would have
Good
thought.
for him.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, shout out. When you get a standing gilly, you will get the shout out. That's a fact. And another thing is I'm going to be so sad. I'm going to be watching in the VR. I'm going to be like watching Diego from like right up close face.
That's sick, dude. VR.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that.
Dope.
Is that the Geekly news? That is the Geekly news.
That's the Geekly news. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We are freaking out.